Hey guys, how's it going? It's Trieyx here, and last week there was a new Pokemon trailer that was released with a whole bunch of information. If you guys want to see the trailer for yourself, and if you want to read up on all the news regarding the new Pokemon and the new features in Pokemon Sun and Moon, then I'll leave a link to both of them in the description below. Anyways, let's dive right into the news. There will be new forms for some Pokemon in the Alola region called Alola forms. They showed 5 Pokemon so far with Alola forms, and they are Exeggutor, Vulpix, Ninetales, Sandshrew, and Sandslash. Exeggutor is now a Grass and Dragon type with the ability Frisk. Exeggutor's Alola form is actually Exeggutor's true form, which is really shocking. There was an old picture shown of Exeggutor way before the Alola region even existed, which showed Exeggutor's Alola form, and it's crazy how after all those years, they remembered about it and brought it into Pokemon Sun and Moon. I love Exeggutor's Alola form, especially because of all the funny pictures that people create. At first I didn't understand why Exeggutor was a dragon type, but now when I look at it, the long neck that Exeggutor has reminds me of a Brachiosaurus, and dinosaurs are sort of like dragons I guess. Also, Exeggutor has a 4th head on its tail, and it can attack enemies from behind as well. Vulpix is now Ice type with the ability Snow Cloak. The reason why Vulpix looks like this is because Alolan Vulpixes live on a snowy mountain peak, and they adapted to the environment there. I love Vulpix's Alolan form because it's so adorable. It's cool how Vulpix in the Alola region is the complete opposite of Vulpixes in the other regions, and I'm definitely going to use it on my team. Ninetales is now Ice and Fairy type with the ability Snow Cloak. I also love Ninetales' Alola form as well because it looks really majestic and powerful at the same time. Sandshrew is now Ice and Steel type with the ability Snow Cloak. Like Vulpix, Sandshrew also lives in the snowy mountains and adapted to the environment. The reason why the Alolan Sandshrew is the Steel type is because Sandshrew has a shell of ice covering its skin that is hard like steel, and it can't curl up into a ball because of this. Alolan Sandshrew is also slower than Sandshrews of other regions. I love how they made Sandshrew's head look like an igloo, and I'm probably going to use them on my team as well. Sandslash is now an Ice and Steel type with the ability Snow Cloak. Like Alolan Sandshrew, Alolan Sandslash is slower than other Sandslashes. However, on a snowfield or on ice, it can move swiftly. I love Sandslash's Alola form. In fact, I love all the new Alola forms. The Alola forms only made slight changes to each Pokemon, but at the same time, they all look so different and unique, which is why I love them so much. I hope that more Pokemon in the future will have these Alola forms, because they're so awesome. There are also new Pokemon that were announced as well. The first Pokemon that was announced is Oricorio. Oricorio has 4 different types, and it changes its form by sipping on the nectar of certain flowers. The first form is called Bailey style, which makes Oricorio a fire and flying type. Its second form is Pom Pom style, which makes Oricorio electric and flying type. Its third form is Pahu style, which makes Oricorio a psychic and flying type. And its last form is Sensu style, which makes Oricorio a ghost and flying type. Each island in the Alola region has different forms of Oricorios. Oricorio's ability is Dancer, and it activates whenever another Pokemon uses a dancing move like Dragon Dance. And the Dancer ability makes Oricorio do the same move as well, and get the stat increase. Oricorio is awesome, and I love the idea of it having different forms. It kinda reminds me of Burmy from Generation 4, because they both have different forms. The next Pokemon that was announced was Minior. Minior is a rock and flying type with the ability Shields Down. Like Oricorio, it sorta has 4 forms, except they're not really forms but more so colors. If Minior's ability Shields Down activates, the shield around it breaks apart, and its core is then revealed. Its core can be 4 different colors, yellow, blue, pink, and orange. You also won't know what color it is until the shields break. I think Minior is awesome. I love its design, and I love the fact that you won't know what color its core is until the shield breaks, and I wonder if one of the colors could be really rare to get. The next Pokemon that was announced was Gumshoos. Gumshoos is a normal type with the ability Stake Out or Strong Jaw. Okay, there's no denying that Gumshoos' design is based off of Donald Trump. I mean, the resemblance is spot on. I would love to see Donald Trump's reaction to Gumshoos because that would be hilarious. Gumshoos is also a totem Pokemon, and I'll be talking about them more later on in this video. The next Pokemon that was announced was Fomantis. Fomantis is the grass type with the ability Leaf Guard. Fomantis is so small and adorable, and it excels in long range attacks like Razor Leaf. The next Pokemon that was announced was Lurantis. Lurantis is a grass type with the ability Leaf Guard. Lurantis is Fomantis' evolution, and it looks so cool. Lurantis can also learn the move Solar Blade, which is really awesome. Lurantis is the totem Pokemon for Lush Jungle, which is on the Akala Island. It makes sense that this Pokemon is a totem Pokemon because of how powerful it is. The last Pokemon that was announced was Mudbray. Mudbray is a ground type with the ability Own Temple or Stamina. Mudbray's evolution is Mudstale, and it kinda reminds me of Donkey from Shrek. Mudbray can also carry things up to 50 times its weight, which is amazing considering how tiny it is. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, there's something called Pokeride. It's a service where you can borrow a Pokemon to get you through certain obstacles or terrains. Some of the Pokemon that you can use is Tauros, Mudstale, Sharpedo, Lapras, Stoutland, and Charizard. Each of these Pokemon are really helpful on your journey. Tauros is used for smashing rocks. Mudstale is used for walking on rocky terrains. Sharpedo and Lapras are used for surf. Stoutland can sniff for hidden items, which is an alternative to the item finder. And Charizard is used for flying. Pokeride is an ability you can unlock during your adventure in the Alola region. These Pokemon will not join your party, and it seems like this will replace HM slaves, which is awesome, because now you don't have to switch one of your main party members out for a HM slave. In my last video where I talked about the new Pokemon that were announced, I said how I wanted to be able to ride Pokemon just like Pokemon X and Y, and I'm so glad we could do that too in Pokemon Sun and Moon. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, there's something called Island Challenge. In each of the 4 islands, there will be a trial, and for each trial, there will be a trial captain. The trial captains are Mallow, who resides in the lush jungle of Alola Island and specializes in grass type, Lana, who specializes in water types, Sophocles, who specializes in electric types, and Kiave, who specializes in fire types. You have to complete some sort of task that the trial captains give you in order to advance. For example, Mallow wants you to collect 4 items, and Kiave asks you to find the difference between 2 things. At the end of the trial, there will be a totem Pokemon that you have to battle. These totem Pokemon are a lot stronger than other Pokemon, and they start off with a stat boost. Totem Pokemon can also call other Pokemon for backup as well. As of right now, we know that Gumshoes and Lurantis are 2 of the 4 totem Pokemon. Once you clear the trial, you will be able to battle the island's Kahuna. As of right now, we know that Hala is the Kahuna of Melee Island, and he is also the one who gives you your first Pokemon. I'm assuming that the Kahuna will specialize in the same type as the trial captains. It seems like unlike other Pokemon games, Pokemon Sun and Moon will not have a gym system. I love how they're changing some of the aspects of a traditional Pokemon game. To be honest, fighting gyms and then the Elite Four over and over again kinda got boring, so I'm glad they're changing it up. I'm not saying that I want gyms to go away forever, but changing it up here and there makes it a little more exciting. In fact, I would love to play a main series game where instead of battling gyms, we can compete in contests and earn ribbons. I personally like competing in gyms rather than contests, but I would definitely love to try out being a contest coordinator for once. And last but not least is Z moves. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, you will be able to perform something called a Z move, which is a really powerful attack that you can only use once per battle. Each type will have their own unique Z move. To activate a Z move, you need a Z ring, and you have to give your Pokemon a Z crystal. There is also a Z crystal for each type as well. In order to use the Z move, the Pokemon must know a move with the same type as the crystal. For example, Pikachu can only use Gigavolt Havoc if it learned the electric type move, and is equipped with the electric type Z crystal. Also, apparently, Pokemon can also use Z moves with other types as well. For example, Pikachu can also use Bloom Doom if it learned a grass type move like Grass Knot, and is equipped with the grass type Z crystal. I love Z moves so much because this changes the aspect of battling. I wonder if Z moves will be an automatic one-hit KO because of how powerful they are. If it is the one-hit KO, then it's a little broken in my opinion. As of right now, we only know of 4 Z moves so far, and that is Gigavolt Havoc, which is electric type attack, Bloom Doom, which is the grass type attack, Infernal Overdrive, which is a fire type attack, and Hydro Vortex, which is a water type attack. I can't wait to see more Z moves of different types because I'm pretty sure they're all gonna look awesome. Pokemon Sun and Moon looks so good, and I'm so hyped for it. The Pokemon looking cooler, and the gameplay aspects are awesome as well. I honestly can't wait till November 18th so I can finally play it. But anyways guys, that's it for this video. If you guys like this video and found it entertaining or informative, then be sure to hit the like button. And if you guys want to be updated on Pokemon Sun and Moon news, then be sure to hit the subscribe button as well. Also leave a comment down below stating what you think about all the news that were recently announced about Pokemon Sun and Moon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.
I wanna be the very best that no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I would travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch them all.